so tasty. Yeah.
I thought about you yesterday because I had to record something. Someone at work asked me to record something.
Uh-huh.
We're doing like a big internship program, and there's like a welcome video that's like quasi animated, and they're like, "Oh, Joey like
Mm.
does some on camera stuff. Can he be like can he give us a like a VO track or something to drive this product?" And when I agreed to it, I said, dude, this is gonna be like I don't think you actually want me. Like I know that every week I stand in front of a teleprompter and like I read, but that's very different than like doing VO for something. I think it's an entirely completely diametrically different skill set. But they're like, no, like people just want you to. We think you'd be great. Like stop. You're being modest. Stop being silly. Just go ahead and do it. Right. So I went ahead and did it. And when I opened up the script, I realized very quickly that the script wasn't like a presenter, it was a character. And I instantly went, oh no, we have Houston. Hello, Houston. There's a problem, and the problem is that they want me to do like a VO character. So I took a swipe at doing it, and it was so bad. It was incredibly bad. And midstream, I couldn't stop thinking about you, and I'm like, oh man, like I wish Austin was here to like just give me some positive words of encouragement or make fun of me, because doing this in a vacuum is um, so I turned in the script. They edited it to
Mhm.
to the images, and I watched the rough cut of it, and I literally couldn't get through 8 seconds before wanting to pause it and like to feel that cringy self like self preservation emotion.
Uh,
And I got a note that said, "Hey, I hate to do this to you, but do you mind like just recording it in your own voice?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." Can I rewrite it so it's not like a mystical character? So after I finish recording this podcast, I gotta do that. But oh oh boy, I knew that I couldn't make fun of like any type of voice acting as a career, a profession, or a craft. But after like actually trying to do it, I had a really bad experience.
I'm sure it wasn't as bad as you think it was, but at the same time, I have been in that situation where somebody's come back and be like, "Hey, so about the take you gave us."
It's not good.
It doesn't. It never feels great when you
My
get that. But, like sometimes people just have different ideas, or maybe you just weren't feeling the character. It happens.
How do you when you're doing so I probably did a 15-minute record session for about 3 pages of single space script. Um how do you maintain consistency? Cuz I felt like actually listening back or getting to something while doing a character, and I knew this when I was recording. Like it felt wildly inconsistent to me. Is that like because I'm not
Mm.
practiced or repped enough in that voice I was trying to do? So I was like trying to find it while doing it, or
Yeah, it's pretty normal to lose the character sometimes. I very often uh so when I first create a character, I want it to be like really fleshed out as much as possible.
mm-hmm.
So that way when I think about the character, I can think about like all the characteristics the character has, and that will help me like keep the it helps you keep the voice if you have like a more fleshed out character, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then like once I get an idea of what the character should sound like, I always record it, and then I can also listen back to it. So
Okay.
I'll just give like a couple, like I'll give like five different emotions of the character, in like just real quick, like 5 sentences, and I'll record that. So then I have something to reference if I feel like if I'm in middle of a session and I feel like I'm losing the character for some reason, I'll just go back and play that. And
Hmm.
so I because I'm like relatively. I'm not like I can't do impersonations, but I'm okay at mimicry. So if I have a if I have something that I can call back to, it helps a lot.
So if I next time I need to do this, which is hopefully never, I think that it's probably like finding a voice that I'm a little more comfortable with, and then
Yes.
actually taking the time to like sit down and kind of either do some test recordings, or like give it the time it deserves. Like I just sat down, jumped into something, and just kind of winged it. Like I think that there was no level of pre-production or helping myself that happened, and that's probably what was the worst thing. I didn't do myself any favors, but
Yeah.
boy howdy did I have a bad time.
Yeah, prep work means a lot. I think for that sort of thing. Like you want to feel really comfortable just being able to call up the character before you start recording, because then the stress is gonna hit you, or they're gonna ask you for something you're not expecting. Maybe it's a line that you didn't know was there, or they're gonna be like, hey, love the character. They always say something like, love the voice, like really great stuff, but and then they're gonna give you some sort of feedback that you probably weren't thinking about. Can we get a little bit more of a raspy sound, and you're just like, wait, what does that character sound like with a rasp? Uh-oh. You know, I wasn't prepared for this. I really had in my head what the character would look and sound like, and then now they're making it go somewhere else that I don't want to go.
Now they
I
smoke.
don't like that.
Yeah, now they smoke up 3 packs a day, and you don't know what that did to their inner workings. Um,
Yeah.
Anywho, so
I
that's
by the way, I recently did have something like that happen. The Mobile Legends game decided they had me back for like a third callback or something. Like this is stretched over like 6 months or something like that, or maybe a year even. Uh, and no, wait, I did it in like December, so this is like going on 10 months.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so close to a year. And they had a third callback. I don't know what they're doing in
Is the
their
character
production
not
team,
out
but
yet? Like this is the
I
for the
don't.
same
I
character?
but this is for like some side game of not the actual Mobile Legends, but like some sort of like game that they're still doing in the same universe or something like that, right?
Gotcha, gotcha.
And whatever it was, right? And I had a third callback, and I couldn't make the original date, and I asked him to delay because I was at my mom's, and they're like, yeah, no problem, we'll do it on Monday. I get an email on Sunday when I'm supposed to go in on Monday. They're like, we sorry, but it looks like the studios decided to go in a different direction. I'm like, son of a bitch, come on. I was like, well, I was like, oh man, this character's turning into consistent work, and then it looks like they just dropped me entirely. But I was like, fuck, that sucks. But then the same contractors actually gave me a hit me up like a week ago for a different game that would involve multiple characters. So that's cool.
That's what. Do you think it had anything to do with your single day delay? Was that really the straw, or
I think no, but I might have at least been able to like get an extra session in, get
get
an
the
extra
pay?
200 $400 in,
Mm.
before they cut me.
Yeah, that'll pay for a nice Howlin' Rays dinner or something.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm thinking about it's we still got another 3 weeks or so before TI, so I'm thinking about hitting that again real hard.
Just doing some practice.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
getting the
just
closet studio back.
yeah, exactly. It's I like to be. I don't feel good like only being able to do it a couple days at a time. I like being able to hit it consistently because I feel like I don't grow unless I'm like consistently doing it. So if I could do that straight for a couple weeks, would be I think that'd be nice.
It's
I'm getting the itch to do it again, so that's good.
it's like playing Dota. You got to do it all the time, otherwise you never get better.
Yeah, something like that. And
Um,
my Dota playing is going okay.
It's going
But
okay.
I think matchmaking is just terrible right now. I
Mm.
think the behavior in matchmaking, I think, is not at an all-time low, but I think it's pretty far down there right now. I'm really fed up with matchmaking. I can't.
Well,
I feel like nobody gets punished. I feel like nobody gets punished. That is what is truly frustrating for me. I don't care if you feed my game as long as I know you're going to get punished for it.
what if you're active? What if you are actively getting punished, and that's why you're with all these people who are behaving poorly?
Well, then that just irritates me even further because if I'm being punished, having 10,000 behavior score,
Mm.
and being matched up with other people that have 10,000 behavior score, and they are my punishment, why are they 10,000 behavior score? That's my question.
I want to believe.
Did I just happen like this guy's played 10,000 games and this is the first time he's ruined a game? I fucking doubt on that one. You know, press X to doubt. I'm jamming that X button as many times as possible.
I want to believe that there's a shadow pool for people who have beyond 10,000 behavior score. Like there's some kind of pearly gates for the people who are truly the most exemplary citizens. Like it's saved for like, I don't know, MLK or something. Like I want to be in that behavior pool. This may or may not surprise you. I still have not played a current patch game.
Has your work week gotten better? For the last time we had this conversation, it sounded like things were going to get back to normal by the time we did the podcast again.
So we're really close, and I understand. So what I'm about to say is probably going to make you question that really close. So maybe
Okay.
I'll let someone else be the arbiter here. In theory, America, it's Monday the 6th, Labor Day off, right? National federal holiday, right? Supposed to be a 3-day weekend. I worked Saturday and today, or excuse me, I worked Sunday and today. But like lightly. So Sunday I went in and recorded the weekly recap show at night. So I went to the office at 6 p.m. and I got home at like midnight. I did it all myself. I was very proud of myself. I did the teleprompter with my own hand. Like I had one hand that was like up here, like doing hosting motions, and then one hand like off camera scrolling the teleprompter. Felt really good about that. I slated my own video. Take one marker. I did it all. I'm a one-man army. What can I say? And then today I had to go to downtown LA to scout a location that I'm going to be filming at on Friday for a Jersey Mike's commercial.
Okay.
Which
nice,
wasn't
nice. Where'd you end up choosing?
Which wasn't ideal. I wanted like a lofty, like cool kind of vibe, but like not opulent and like not too like weird.
Yeah, because it's Jersey Mike's. It's not Santa Barbara Mike's. You've got to get down and gritty a little bit.
That's really funny for the collective like 24 people who are gonna get that joke. But they're gonna really appreciate it. Sorry, everybody else.
The Hamptons Mike, the
sub. What the fuck was I saying?
My word, these subs are absolutely opulent.
So I roll up to this place. It is flag number 1. It's like a block away from Skid Row. So like not the best neighborhood in Los Angeles. Not the best neighborhood in DTLA. But I'm like, okay, that's probably why it's priced like this. We roll up, we got like my director there and my DP there and like my art PA there, and we're all gonna go. And then the person who is renting the pier space comes outside to meet us and greets us. And this man is such a stereotype flower child. He was like walking around without shoes on, was like basically wearing like a burlap sack. This is like his loft and his pier space, and he likes to like meet the people before they come in. And this is like a party space. Like people host parties. I'm gonna send you pictures. I should probably put some in the chat. in the chat, Jesus, in the description. But it is just like some really bizarre space. Great for what we want to do, or at least kind of great. There's no air conditioning. It's insufferable to film somewhere without an air conditioning, so I had to like rent some AC. But we chose that place because it's going to give us just like a cool look that we feel like we can utilize properly. So I'm happy about that. I'm pretty happy. I wasn't stoked that I ended up going and doing it on Labor Day, which is supposed to be like, yeah, it's like one of those 3-day weekends of the year. I just threw that in the garbage can. So relatively easy day. But in theory, this could have been like a long weekend of either catching up or doing nothing. But really, it was like a 3-day weekend where I was working half days 2 of the 3 days. And even today, like I didn't really get, like I chose to go have dinner after that. And then like, I went on a long walk in like in a neighborhood just to kind of listen to some podcasts. So like I took some me time, but I, wasn't here doing stuff, or I wasn't playing games, or I wasn't, going to the gym or anything like that. So it's mixed. It's getting better. I don't feel like I'm sending messages to my friends at weird hours that are concerning them anymore this week. But we're not at like at like an average norm. So I think we're returning there. And we film a commercial.
I was concerned that you had passed out when I messaged you back at 10 p.m. I was like, Joey's been working a lot. He might have just passed out.
Well, what I was doing is I was so I have a new thing, and this is part of the reason why I have not played any Dota. It has been very healthy that I haven't played any Dota, because any time that I would have spent playing the new patch, I've been cheating on Dota by playing Pokemon Unite, and I've been playing Pokemon Unite on the exercise bike. So basically,
okay.
every day, I think every day this week, I've played 5 to 6 games, which is about 60 to 70 minutes, while riding like somewhat vigorously at home, which is great. The game is a good distraction. I get to listen to it. Dude, this is a triple whammy. Like I'm someone who gets like a big boner for efficiency, right? Check out this efficiency. Get to play a video game that I'm kind of having fun playing. Check, big win. Get to listen to a podcast, educate myself, cross it off the list, literally check it off the list. Podcast done, check. Get to work out, trying to meet fitness goals, check. That's a triple effective use of time.
That's a triple threat right there.
It's a real triple
cheating
threat
on Dota. Dota can't offer you those kind of alternatives. You certainly can't listen to a podcast. Sound is too important. Communication is too important. You're certainly not doing it while exercising, as it's like that that meme of like the really muscly guy and the guy with the really big head. Like Dota works out the brain. That's where I go to work out. The library. How is Pokemon Unite? Give me, now that you're playing it more and more and more, give me, because I walked away and I was like, I don't really want to play that more. So sell me on it.
So I wouldn't be playing it, I don't think, if I wasn't like playing it as a fitness distraction. I think that there is no world in which I would swap over to it being like a game that I played as much as I'm currently playing. Primary play it, right? Like I have 160-ish games. I'm about to break into Ultra, which is like the rank right before Master. It's fun in the sense that you can play it and be very good at it. That's where some of the enjoyment is coming from. That's where some of the enjoyment is coming from.
I actually can fully understand that position, because I am in a similar position to you, though motivation is very different. I am learning Mobile Legends. Would you believe it? The developer that decided that they didn't want me to voice act in their game. I am now working an event for Mobile Legends, and I have to learn the game. So that's every morning I play a little bit of Mobile Legends. and
Yeah.
I watch some professional Mobile Legends while I'm playing to try and absorb as much. I don't know why. I don't know why I did this to myself. I did it because Slacks is also doing it, and Slacks and I have this pact where we just do these things together. It's
Misery loves company.
yeah, it's also kind of fun because it's like we're both stepping out of our bubble. I'm not sure who's stepping out more. I think it might be me, honestly, because I have to cast the game. He only has to host, so like I have to actually learn the game more than he does. But he gets to exercise his hosting muscles and working with some people we haven't worked with before. And last time it was for Honor. We did a couple events of that. And until they stopped hiring me because I was too expensive, and now it's Mobile Legends that we're gonna work together. But the thing is, For Honor much easier to pick up. Why did I decide I could learn a MOBA in 2 weeks?
How many characters are there?
There is a lot, Joey.
Are we talking like in the hundreds range?
No, not that many, but I would say it's easily above 50.
So I mean, that's just a lot of stuff to learn because you need to say like
Yeah.
spell names, right, or heroes, right? Correct.
Yeah.
How many abilities does each Mobile Legends hero have?
Just like Dota, just like League of Legends, they have
So there's
three. I think Mobile Legends they get their ultimate at 5. But the generally speaking, it's very similar. The current list shows a total of 109 heroes. Oh my God, it is over 100. Why did I do this to myself? Oh my God, it's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna be terrible at this.
Who
I'm gonna be
who
absolutely awful at casting this.
would I know any Mobile Legends casters?
Some of the Southeast Asian casters double up and do Mobile Legends as well because Mobile Legends is very big in Southeast Asia. If you look at the top 100 teams, they're all Southeast Asian teams. So, Wolf, for example, is
Mhm.
you probably don't know him, but there's a couple of C casters who Wolf, the aforementioned Wolf, I actually did reach out to, and I was like, yo, I need help learning this game because I am not going to be prepared in 2 weeks. It's
Why
just too much.
why are they doing this? Like are they just doing in like an NA based event, or are they doing like their world championships also in English? Like how do you and Slacks get
Yes.
here?
It's an NA based event. And other than that, me and Slacks, I mean, again, it's the same production company, and these guys are just getting hired out by the developers, right? So, Ubisoft hired them to do For Honor, and they were like, well, there's not really a super established esports scene in For Honor. There kind of is, but they were like, it's not established enough. So they wanted some other talent basically, and
Mhm.
they figured the natural crossover was to MOBAs. It's either fighting games or MOBAs, and they chose MOBAs. And so yeah, did that. They reached out to me in Slacks because we had worked with them before. That's why it's like always important for relationships do matter in this industry. It always does in talent industries. And we had worked with these guys before, and they like us, we like them, and so they hired us for Honor. And then obviously, if they were willing to hire us for Honor, which is not a MOBA, it's like a fighting game with like some MOBA elements, I would guess. I would kind of say there's like abilities as well as fighting combinations, and there's a overall strategy. There's like it's basically there's 3 zones to capture.
Mhm.
So if they were gonna hire us for that, then obviously another MOBA is like pretty easy for them to think of us again. So, and we said yes because why not?
I would hard pitch you as a Pokemon Unite caster. Let's get that done.
Yeah,
Let's get
I'm
that done. Let's get that done.
let's put it this way. I would be willing to do it. So my needless to say, my week is actually filling up so much. I was supposed to do some Red Bull interview this week, but they never emailed me back. I was supposed to do a photo shoot next week for Esports GG to be a model for them. That might get pushed back. I have this voice acting thing to do the week after that, and BTS is hiring me for something on that same week. And then I also have this so everything's just all of a sudden just colliding right before TI, which is kind of weird.
And then you have to get on an airplane to go to Romania.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
well, I mean, that all sounds like fun. Like everything there sounds good. The learning Mobile Legends sounds more daunting than I really think it should be. What's the priority when you have to cram for this test? Is it like knowing what the top like 30 meta heroes are? Is it having?
I'm not gonna get all 100. I'm not gonna get all 100. I'm definitely basing it off of the meta and like tier lists that I can find online combined with what I see in these recent professional matches. Hoping that there isn't a huge difference between what I'm seeing in the Southeast Asia games that I'm watching and the NA games that I will be casting. And just learning those heroes, and then also just grinding in the ranked matchmaking system in Mobile Legends to try and get to a place where I can actually be challenged, because right now I'm literally at 100% win rate and I'm dominating every single game. I literally just I feel like I can't be stopped, which is a terrible feeling if you're trying to learn something, because I don't know the downsides of the characters that I'm playing, because I'm literally just going on rampage on every single game that I'm playing. I'm like every single match I'm getting like 20 kills plus. I'm like I'll end the game like 20-0-5, and I'm just like, well, this hero just feels OP because I'm just crushing everything. But it can't be, because I just know it's not. It can't be OP, but it feels like it's OP. So I'm trying to get to a point where, like somebody pushes back and I realize like, oh, okay, now I understand the downsides of my character.
I'm curious to just load up a Mobile Legends game, just because I feel like I actually have zero context for what you're talking about aside from, the overarching.
If anybody plays Mobile Legends, I'm currently playing Balmond. He's basically they have a League of Legends character that Balmond's very similar to, and that character is very similar to Juggernaut. He just does a spin, and he does a shit ton of damage. Like, it does more damage the longer they're in the spin, and I've literally like 1v3'd at the start of the game, and I'm just like, this seems OP as shit. What is wrong with this character?
Is it just because the people you're playing are really, really that bad?
Yeah. I think I literally just hit buttons, and the other people don't hit buttons, and so I win. That's it. I'm not good. I'm not like amazing. I'm not some Mobile Legends savant or anything like that. I literally I understand MOBAs and I click buttons. That's it.
So is Belmont from Castlevania more Master Yi or more Wukong, which is like Juggernaut? This is I hate this game.
I remember Master Yi. Ooh, what was the other one?
Because I think Wukong is the hero that spins like Juggernaut does in League, but Master Yi is the hero that is very Juggernaut-esque in the sense of like crit and Omni Slash.
Yeah, no, it's the spin mechanic.
Okay.
It's I level up spin right away, and I just own. And I play some other assassin character, which also feels OP. But neither one of them are at like the top of the tier list, so I know I know they're not actually OP. They're just noob slayers, I guess.
Do you get any type of like dopamine from just dominating those games, or are you over it already?
No. It's like if I was to get, would you say, do you think I would get a dopamine hit out of going to elementary school PE and dumpstering some 8-year-olds in basketball? Because that's essentially what's happening. That is the level of competition difference between us. So.
I would just like to plead the fifth. I mean, little Jimmy might have had that coming.
Play. There's not enough of a challenge for me to get any pleasure out of it.
So
I'm literally just grinding to get up the ranking system as fast as possible.
I think that I'm having a similar but not such a like blatant experience playing Pokemon Unite, in the sense that my win rate is over 60%. It's like close to 70, and I feel like I was thinking about it today actually when I was riding the bike, and I lost a game, and I think that I have that thing that a lot of Dota people have where they're like, oh, I lost this game because of my teammates 1,000%. Except the difference is that I know that I lost the game because of my teammates. And it's not actually like a coping mechanism.
Yeah. It's like because you haven't gotten up far enough in the ranking system, right?
It's so you can get matched with people like literally 2 ranks above and 2 ranks below you, which is like such a broad spectrum. It's basically the entire pool. So it's like people.
Yeah.
That game is almost unanimously decided by who knows how to play the game properly, which makes sense because in a way, so is Dota, so is League, so is any MOBA, right? Like it's the level of team play mixed with who knows how to play the game properly. But there are just so many people who don't know what they're doing. And the thing that's frustrating, I don't know if Mobile Legends does this, but Pokemon Unite does this. Every game is 10 minutes long. Every game's 10 minutes long. Okay. The first 8 minutes, more often than not, don't matter. Because the last 2 minutes...
I did notice that. Yeah, I did notice that.
The last 2 minutes, points are doubled, and Zapdos spawns. And if you can kill Zapdos, it's pretty much GG.
Whoa. God, just 1 second here. Can you say that Pokemon again?
No, you're going to make me self-conscious about whatever the fuck I just said. If
There's no vowel after the P. Zapdos.
No. Okay, I know what I said. So Zapdos...
Zapdos? What the fuck? He's not Italian. Zapdos.
That's what I was going to say. Zapdos is my favorite brand of pasta. And all the noodles are shaped like, Lugia and... how do I... Oh, God, what's the Firebird's name? Fuck me.
Moltres?
Yeah, but I don't know how to say that one wrong. Molatres.
Motrese.
It's like I just watched Luca and everything is now Italian. So the whole game hinges on Zapdos, and there's no way to communicate with your team. So if they don't know what they're doing,
why is Zapdos important? I literally don't think I ever killed him, and I just won the games without it.
It removes all the defense on the opponent's goal zones and also gives everybody 20 points. And at that point, points are doubled, so you actually all have base 40 points. And when the opposing goal zones, I feel like I have to explain more. So generally, MOBA kill opponents, Ancient, Nexus, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Pokemon Unite has 2 goal zones, 2 base goal zones where like that Ancient would be, and instead of towers, there's just more goal zones out on the map. The 2 on top, 2 on bottom. If you kill those goal zones by scoring enough points inside of them, they disappear. So you have less goal zones to score, and you have to encroach further and further up on the map, like if you kill towers, right? When you want to score your points, there's like a charge up time that gets canceled if you take any damage. When the goal zone has no defense, you just walk up, and it doesn't matter how many other Pokemon are there, what they're doing, or what moves they're using. You just press a button and you score. It is.
That's dang. Okay.
It's so incredibly hard to stop. So you can very easily swing 300 points, which is more than most teams have at 8 minutes in the game. With a good Zapdos kill. So that's that. I think that's where a lot of the discussion for Pokemon Unite is kind of at in the online community that I've been browsing. It's that hey, I don't know if we like the game when the game hinges on like this play at the end, whether it be defending
Sure.
or killing or coming from behind or like all of the team fighting or none of the team fighting. Also, it's totally a 10-cent game, which means that every new Pokemon that gets released is so incredibly overpowered so that people buy it. It's like not even fun or funny.
Yep. What is your mains, by the way, in Pokemon? You go
Oh
Snorlax main?
God. I play a lot of Wigglytuff when I need to play a support because the hero's fucking broken. It's a support, but you also can play
Okay.
like a carry because it just does so much damage. I think that they didn't balance it right because no one played the hero at all, and no one played the Pokemon, and now they just need to patch it out. Um, I play Greninja is super broken right now as a carry.
Okay.
Does way too much damage. So is Crymont, the bird Pokemon who spits fish, whose name I've never said aloud until this very moment, and I'm definitely saying that wrong too, a la Zapdos. Is also a broken attacker. And Lucario is really broken in the jungle. So like I just play the broken Pokemon because they help you win.
Okay, yeah. I'm see the tier list that I'm looking at right now has Eldegoss, Greninja, Snorlax, Blastoise, and Lucario
Yeah,
as the
that's
S
about right.
tier.
That's about right. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
And what was the bird Pokemon that spits fit? Oh, I see it now. Cramorant.
Cramorant.
Cramorant. Whatever it is.
Cramorant.
Yeah.
Sure.
Listen,
Someone is
Zapdos, I know, is Zapdos. I know it's not Zapdos. All the new generation Pokemon, I have no clue.
someone is gonna be someone is literally
Zapdos.
someone is in their car right now who is a Pokemon fan and is just screaming at us. Someone is screaming. Um, if anybody wants to play Pokemon Unite with me, I have a very specific single hour to 90-minute window that I play it at, and you have to be good. I'm not going to play with anybody who's bad. I'm going to put that out there right now. But if you want to get to Masters with me at around nighttime West Coast for about an hour, just hit me up. You can find me. Hit me on Twitter or the comments or something. I'll give you my friend code, and we can climb together.
You know, that sounds fun, and I would do that, but I can only learn one new MOBA at a time, and I don't have a financial incentive to learn Pokemon Unite.
One day.
So,
Dude, one day, I wish that I had some kind of sway over Nintendo and I can get you to be a Pokemon Unite cast. That'd be so much fun.
yeah, so if somebody offers me a job, I'll learn the game. All right. I do enjoy the aspect, even though I find it stressful as shit because I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist per se, but I cannot ignore online feedback, and I'm very concerned about just coming into a community and being like, I'm a big game caster. You know, have you guys heard of Dota? Let me cast your little shitty game, and like, it's important for casters to appreciate the game that they're casting, right? And so I am stressed about that typically, and not knowing enough about the game. But I do enjoy the aspect of casting something entirely different. I think it's fun and challenging in that regard.
I I just couldn't imagine jumping in with the notice that you have to learning that much, because there's going to be so many moments where you just like need a cheat sheet. Like you can only cram
When
so
I was
much.
casting For Honor, I constantly had like so many tabs up. Not just the notes that I had from interviewing players, but also all the just like literally what is this hero's name and what are its abilities called? Because like I do that with normal Dota, and I've played 22,000 hours of that shit. You know, like there's no way a game that I've played less than 100 hours I'm gonna be able to remember every single name and every single ability name off the top of my head. So yes, I'm gonna have so many tabs open for Mobile Legends.
I watched some content from the LEC, which is the European League of Legends League, and I was absolutely blown away by the amount of players. The whole idea of the content piece was they basically got players and they showed them like an ability icon, and they said, "What's the name of this spell?" or "What does this do?" And the amount of players who didn't know pro players, multimillionaire big team LEC pro players didn't know what these things were. And I was convinced. And maybe this is just some crazy bias, because I feel like if I was taking that test with Dota, which we do, like that happens in the pregame quiz, I think that I would be scoring at minimum 80%. More realistically,
for sure.
I think that I can do 90%, like spell icon identification to name, right?
Yep. Yep.
And I couldn't. Do you think that most pro players would ace that test, or
Yes,
or
100%.
100%? Okay. I think so
100%.
too. I think so too.
Yes.
I could not.
It's because Dota requires you to have versatility, whereas League of Legends typically does not, right? Like you can go your whole career off of like 5 champions potentially, right?
I guess
So
that's true. I mean,
Dota
yeah.
forces versatility, and then also there's natural like hero diversity in like across the board, right? All of these heroes are viable, where that's not as true in League of Legends, right? The meta develops, and there's like way less champion diversity.
Yeah, I think people have been playing Ashe and Tristana competitively for like 10 years, right? Like, I mean, I guess it's the same, like, you could say the same for Drow Ranger, but like not at the same rate. It's
Yeah.
I was blown away by how, and I mean, they could have just edited it like that. Like they could have just, made it kind of like a meme piece by choosing takes where people didn't do well.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So I don't know where I was going with that, aside from I couldn't imagine having to learn that for a new MOBA, because I know how long it took me to learn that with Dota, and even then I'm not 100%. If you show me, like, I can't tell you what the new Coddle spell names are.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me what Coddle's big glowy ball pull
Illuminate, Solar Bind, Chakra Magic,
it's the last one. I have
Ignis
no.
Fatuous. It's Latin, and it is off of the same root that is used in the word infatuate. That's why I know it's fatuous. And an Ignis Fatuous is
Ignis
a
Light.
will-o-wisp.
Ignis,
Yes.
like Ignis.
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
man,
exactly.
oh man, dude, Latin's so cool.
Yes, it's a ball of light that you're attracted to in some way, and this comes from, and this is actually pretty interesting because all of these cultures around the world have this version of a will-o-wisp. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Most of the time, it's deceptive in some sort of nature. A lot of the times, it's bad. Because most of the theories are they're ghosts or souls of the dead. And one of the things they're trying to do is usually pull you into water. Now, the reason why this is everywhere is because this is actually a natural phenomenon. These are literally balls of light. They're actually a thing. They're balls of lights that usually happen in like swamps and areas because it's, like some combination of gas and something, and it actually creates light. And so people would see these balls of light, and they would naturally be like, "What the fuck is that?" And like go after it or whatever. And they would end up in swamps. And then obviously like that's dangerous territory. Maybe they drown, maybe they don't, maybe they survive. But it's like they would naturally go into water areas. So every single culture usually has some sort of will-o-wisp idea, and they usually are drawing you into swamps to kill you. It's pretty interesting. I went through the Wikipedia and read all the different cultures, and it's amazing how the ideas are constant throughout these various cultures all over the world.
Dude, I'm gonna make a new segment on the show where you explain a Wikipedia article to me every week, because I'm just sitting here going like, wow, that's so interesting. Tell me more.
I thought it was interesting because I was like, I should know, I should brush up on this because I think it's an interesting Dota tidbit.
I mean,
Like I get into a game with Coddle in it, and we get a pause or whatever. I can talk about what an Ignis Fatuus is.
That right there, that little bit that you just told me. Make sure you get that into 60 seconds. Perfect Twitch clip.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I also did something similar with The oh god, I lost it. York's Dodson law. Oh, I might have lost it. It's
York
the
Dodson.
yeah, I can't pull it up off the top of my head anymore. I had it. It's the basic law that determines that shows that people under pressure, like when it comes to incentives and pressure, people will perform better up until a certain point, until the incentive becomes so overwhelming that they are scared of failure, in which case their performance end up going back down, right? Particularly for complex tasks. Sometimes for simplifying tasks, it'll plateau out, and it doesn't matter like how extreme the price pool or whatever incentive is there. It'll plateau out, and their performance will still be the same or slightly less. But for complex tests, it'll always just sharply go down the further, like you get an opportunity to win $1 million, but all you have to do is say the alphabet backwards, and you're just like fucking sweating. You're just, oh shit, oh fuck, I don't want to fuck this up. This is $1 million. This could change my life, and of course that then ends up making you fuck up, right? And that I think law is perfect for TI, right? Kyle likes to talk about it because it also has the term arousal curve, so that's why he liked talking about it at ESL.
I mean, let me let me talk about some arousal curves. um, that is,
I was hosting a panel segment when he brought that up, and I was like, "What the fuck?
like, how do?
You're not talking about this on my fucking panel. What the hell?"
Excuse me, Kyle. How am I supposed to yes and you right now? Like,
Yeah.
um, I actually mildly learned. I looked up a graph, but I do know what you're talking about, and I learned it in the sense where your stress level's like a bell curve where you go from like calm, which like isn't stressed enough, to stress, which is like kind of optimal, to distress, which is no longer optimal performance because you're distressed.
Yeah.
So like, which is interesting because you also hear people who talk about performing well like when they're calm, but I don't.
Yeah. And what makes elite athletes is the fact that they're that either they are so good that the task is not they don't find the task difficult, or more likely that they are a bit of a freak and they do not experience, like they're always able to clutch it, right? It's like you take elite athletes and put them doing something that they're not actually, that's not actually what their career is. You take some sports athlete and put them into a different sport, they're still going to have the clutch factor. It's just that's just the way the stress does not impact them
Let's do the
the way
thing.
it does normal people.
Let's do the thing that I'm best at, which is relating something to myself because I'm a narcissist.
Yes.
I always felt very good at free throws because they never distressed me. Where most people, it is their least favorite part of playing basketball is having to shoot free throws because literally everybody is just watching you, and it's just all up to you. You just get to put
And
it
you're
in the hoop or
expected
you
to make
don't.
it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
hold on. Not when you're playing like basketball under the age of 18. You're not expected to make all your free throws. You're not. You're expected to make like a third of them, literally. But like probably the best part of my basketball game. God, I feel like I'm talking about myself 10 years ago because I literally am. Was I was really good at defense and I was really good at getting at the foul line because I shot really good free throws. And I was always like the proper level of stressed.
And by very good, you mean you landed about 1 out of 3?
That's not true. I had a 62% free throw average, which
Wow.
for what I was doing
the
was
number.
very...
That's how you know Joey was very proud of it. It's been 10 years in the making, but Joey finally got to flex his free throw percentage.
I know because if I find it, I actually have a plaque where I have like the best free throw percentage. Award from the league. I had the best free throw percentage.
Very good.
That's all I can.
Word got around to the other teams. They're like, "Don't foul him. Don't foul that guy. He always sinks it."
Hey man, if you can make one free throw in a basketball game where literally 20 points is a lot of points, just saying.
Joey would like he's like parting the Red Sea, like Moses just walks out and the water just moves away from him, right? That's Joey on the basketball court. Nobody wants to get near him just in case they might foul him.
That's when I started playing competitive games and I stopped playing basketball more. That was the same dopamine hit that I got.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
from competing and like shooting free throws or competing and like hitting 3 pointers, to like knowing that like, oh, I clutched out that round. I defused that bomb. I got that gank. Like it is the exact same dopamine trigger in my brain.
Surprisingly, I don't actually. I'm not clutch. I know that about myself. I'm okay, but I'm not a clutch god. That's for sure. The pressure does affect me. It's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. But I feel like I'm like decently clutch at casting at least. Like I don't falter on the big moments on the big stage in that regard. But when it comes to Dota, I cannot perform my best when people are watching me and stuff. It's also why streaming probably isn't the best, but it is what it is.
I would confidently say that I have like an above average level of clutchness, but like nothing remarkable. Like definitely
Mm,
above the mean, but like not good enough to be like a personality trait. Like I'm
yeah,
confident enough in myself to be clutch when I need to be, even if it doesn't pan out all the time. Because normally when it doesn't
yeah.
pan out, it wasn't my emotions, it was just my skill failing me.
That being said, I did clutch a Core Undying game today. I played with Z Freak and Fogged. Played an off lane Undying, and I goddamn, I dumpster. That hero can get like pretty OP once you get the right set of items. It's like I was every single time I popped my ultimate, I was at like 8,000 health. It
Have
was
you
absurd.
have you ever got a giant's ring on Undying?
No, I've not gotten. I don't think I've gotten a single game that has got that long with a core undying. Because to be honest, I feel like the game either swings one way or another. You either get totally shit on or you totally shit on other people.
I'm gonna watch some of your stuff so that when I do play Dota, I can play an offline Undying. Because that feels like something that I would enjoy.
Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna make a YouTube video out of it, and then I checked the Twitch font right before the podcast, and it turns out my audio setup was not correct in OBS, and it did on the Twitch VOD record the music that I was playing, so it's all unusable.
damn
Fuck.
it, dude.
Very
DMCA
sad
my heart
about
away.
that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Speaking of
Fucking
music,
DMCA. Hmm.
can I toss something at the end of the show that is totally completely out of my depth, but might arouse you and some people mildly?
Oh, you're getting a curve going. Keep going.
I'm getting a curve going. That's, you distracted me because that was really funny. So let me just tip my hat slightly. Um, my first listen of Donda, I decided it was really not good.
Oh.
I decided it was really not
Mm,
good. I mean, hold on, let
yeah.
me preface this a little bit. I am not generally a big Kanye fan. I am
Okay.
someone who listens to Kanye because I like pop culture. And as such, I want to be able to have a discussion with people about like
That's fair. That's
cool
fair.
artsy things.
I mean, Kanye is a musical genius, and I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being quite literal, but it's fine. You're
I
you're okay to be wrong.
I agree with you. I agree with you. He's a musical. Like, I mean, I can agree that like Rembrandt is like an artistic genius if I don't like his
Sure,
paintings,
sure.
right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
I like a dozen Kanye songs, right? Which
Yeah.
is less than any Kanye fan would claim to like, because like I'm not like a big like Kanye fan, but I would very excitingly like go to a Kanye show because it's art, and like I want to see a listening party, or like I want to listen to new albums because I'm like, oh, I want to try and understand what's going on and like why this is good. I listened to the album. I'm like, oh man, this isn't really what I wanted, I guess. Like I feel like this is okay. And then I
Mm.
worked out to it for about a week now, and I'm like four or five full playthroughs deep, and I've come around to not thinking it's bad, but like not wanting to put it in like my Kanye pantheon of songs, any of them.
Yeah. No, I think we may have started at different places, but I think we're gonna end up in the same area. Initially, I was like, oh, Donda, like I thought it was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. And then a second listen through, and I was like, oh my God, there's actually so many what I just call filler songs. It's just music, it's just songs that like I could do without. There's so much on there I could do without. And then I realized that the songs that I do actually really like, I like less the more I listen to it. So yeah, Donda, not amazing. Still better than the Drake album though. I will say that. Still
I
better than that. Have you seen the Drake album cover?
Yeah. I mean, leading into that image when like you are someone who is like kissing underage girls on stage feels a little weird to me. I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't I like that. That's a very strong move. It's definitely
Did you do you know on Spotify that the image moves?
no. Does it?
It's fucking cursed, bro. It's fucking cursed. It's actually terrifying. I don't know how
I'm
to
trying to look it
bring it
up
up,
right
but I
now.
got it. I think I got it on like mobile or something like that. Um, I can't remember exactly where you open it in order to get the moving image of it, but they like blink and stuff like that. It's actually kind of terrifying.
I haven't seen it
Like
blink. So like the emojis blink, right?
yes, the
Okay.
the emojis, the women blink, and I can't get it to get on Spotify right now on my computer. So maybe I had it going on my.
Is
Yes, it's on my phone. Oh my God, they rub their bellies, their pregnant bellies,
is the
and they
implication
kind of shift side to side. Can I get this on?
is you
Oh
got to
God,
pull it back a little bit?
it's not gonna
Yeah.
yeah, it's not gonna focus, and it's gonna be too far away.
Is
You
the
can
impl-
kind of see them blinking.
is the implication that Drake impregnated 12 women?
Yeah, because he was hiding his son for a significant period of time, and now he's going, like to the other side of the thing. Now he's like really, really going into it and being like, yeah, yo, my son, I'm a father now. He's got fucking 12 pregnant women on his pregnant women emojis for those of you guys who haven't seen it. Again, this multimillionaire voice of a generation hip hop slash pop artist chose fucking emojis for his album cover.
I mean, Kanye put a black square on his. Like, I mean, I understand that they're both
yeah,
art.
but Kanye's like literally insane. So like Kanye's gonna do Kanye things, and we're just gonna have to accept whatever he does.
Jay
But like
Z's gonna do Jay Z things and just be on both albums because he wants a payday, which I thought was funny. Uh,
yeah.
I'm here for the little bit of drama of Drake being like, oh, here's an album right after Donda, but
Yeah,
uh,
it's not you don't it's not a big flex. You don't fuck over the other guy if you release a worse album, Drake.
I don't know. I
Maybe
think
try to be better than him next time.
I bet a lot of people would say that Drake is better because he released album. I think that CLB is going to be stuff that you hear on the radio for like 2 years, and you're going to be hard pressed to hear a lot of Donda on the radio. So like, really, what's your metric for success here?
Yeah, sure, and he's got a TikTok song. I fucking hate that that's a thing. Hip hop's being ruined by the
Yeah.
fact that people are literally creating music specifically for TikTok.
I mean, it makes so much sense because capitalism. I mean,
Disgusting.
is the Donda chant not just a song for memes?
Donda. 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 Donda.
I mean,
Donda. Donda.
some
Donda.
memes.
Dude, I read a comment online. It was like, it, does anybody else think Donda just sounds like the panda chant? And it was like, holy shit, that person's right. Donda. 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 Donda.
I got bread.
Exactly. It was just like once I heard that, now every single time it pops up on the song, even though I fucking hate it when it pops up, it always makes me laugh. But I also fucking hate them.
Anywho,
I'm not even gonna call it a song because it's not.
it's not.
But whatever it is.
But 27
skit.
27 things on an album. I think that most of them feel like filler. Uh, but I'll listen to both parts of Jail and be pretty happy about it. And also,
Yeah.
my take is that I think that Come to Life would be a great like anime closing song.
I'd have to listen to that again with that in mind.
And
I'll let you know tomorrow.
next time you listen to Come to Life, like after the bridge, just imagine it like just imagine anime credits rolling, and be like,
Okay.
"Oh, dude, I fucking got it." Um, I don't have an out for this conversation. Aside from I do need to go, and that's all that I have to say about music that I don't quite understand.
Fine. We're in well, I'm not gonna say we're in a music drought because there was some good albums that came out that weren't those two.
Hold on.
We're also in a games drought. So
Have you listened to the Halsey album? Because actually, it's a fucking banger. The Halsey album's a fucking
Halsey album.
the Halsey album is a banger.
Okay.
And then you know what?
All
okay,
right.
so I know that you can be like, oh, we're in a music drought, but you can literally not say you're in a music drought when Lorde releases a new
No,
album
we're
because
not.
she only has 3. And one of them just came out. And even though I'm not a big fan of Solar Power, like I'm pretty sure that Lorde's the voice of a generation even more so than Drake. So you know, whoa. I was going up and down with the microphone. No one can see that. The Halsey album's great
Okay.
for anyone who likes that.
I'll listen to it.
You might not like it, but it's good.
Yeah, I'm not anticipating to, but
She freed the nip on the cover, on the Spotify cover.
oh well, shit. You should have led with that.